I'm going to show you guys my first leg day on my splits.
No doubt about it, I'm doing what I do, dog. Rolling a few balls, moving with my crew, dog. We bout about it, we came in with them tools, dog. Doing what I do, dog. Moving with my crew, dog. No doubt about it, I'm doing what I do, dog. Rolling a few balls.
All right, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to show you guys my first leg day on my split. So this first leg day is more quad focused with a little bit of hamstrings at the end of it. I kind of fucked up. This is basically the first day of my split. So I originally showed you guys the chest and shoulders day first, but this is technically what the first day is. It doesn't really matter because I do like a rolling split where it's like 9 total days. So it doesn't really matter, but yeah, I'm gonna do a voiceover and just show you guys everything I do. Let's go. Alright, so before we get into the leg day, I want to show you guys everything I do to warm up. I do a pretty lengthy warm up. Sometimes it takes me about 20 minutes in total. You don't have to do it, not necessary, but I do feel like it's helped me a lot in terms of staying healthy. I've always had really tight hamstrings, tight hips, and I think that this played a factor in some of the injuries I've had in the past. So just being real thorough with my warm-ups and getting everything loose and ready to go before training, especially for legs, has made a huge impact on my body and just making sure nothing gets injured at all. So I start off with some foam rolling, foam roll the back out, foam roll the hams, the calves, the quads, and then after that taking care of the spine, doing some little cat-cow, like a yoga pose. I know it looks a little sus, but it's actually a great stretch, so you can try it out. Then go right into this little hip opener with a lunge with a knee on the ground. And then also something I like to do is grab a weight and kind of lunge forward with that weight in my hand. I saw that from the Squat University guy, and I used to do that a lot. And then kind of got distracted a little bit. The homie, Justice, is the fucking boy, came over to show some love. But yeah, getting into some single leg hip openers on all fours. And then after that, I'm going to get some more hip openers just sitting on my butt. And then, I don't really know what this is called, but I started doing these when I had hurt my adductor. And it really helped a lot. It was something like I just looked up on YouTube and they said to do this for therapy, and now I just never stopped doing it. I don't know what it's called, but I just use like one of the big things, and just slides on the grass. And then I hop on the bike for about 10 minutes just to get the body warmed up now, and some blood flowing through the quads. And then I do some leg swings, side to side with both legs and front to back with both legs. And after all that, I finally get into my first machine, but I'm still not really done technically with all of the warm-up stuff I'm doing, because my first 2 exercises I'm just doing warm-up sets, no actual working sets. So I start off with this adductor machine, and you guys saw me use this before on the day I do my RDL, where I actually do my working sets. But here I'm actually just doing about 70% of the weight I would use, and I'm not going anywhere near failure. So I do 2 sets of 10 to 15 reps. And again, this is really just for me to open up my hips. Like I said, I've had a lot of problems in the past with hip mobility, and I think this helps before I do my squat, so my hips are really ready for it. And then right after that, I go into a single leg standing hamstring curl. Again, same concept as the last, nowhere near failure. These are just warm-up sets, so 2 sets of 15 to 20 reps. Do it pretty fast, and that's really it. Here, again, just trying to get the blood in the hamstrings activated, and gets ready for my squats, which I do next. Alright, so now the real work begins. I'm going to work up to 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps. So to get up to those 3 working sets, I do some feeder sets. So I'll do a set with 1 plate on there, a set with 2 plates on there, a set with 3 plates on there, and then I'll do my working sets with 365, which is 3 plates and a 25 on there. And I've said this in the past, I do not go to complete failure with the barbell squat. It is the only movement where I don't go to complete failure, just because I don't think it's really safe to do so. Even with a spotter, I feel like most people don't know how to spot the squat correctly, and just trying to bail from a squat, I just feel like it can be like a little risky sometimes. So I go for about 1 rep in reserve. And the big thing I'm thinking about here for this first compound movement is just progressive overload. So like I said, 3 sets of 6 to 8. Last week I did 7 reps, 6 reps, and then 6 reps. And then this week I was able to do 8 reps for the first set, 7 reps for the second set, and then 6 reps for the third set. So it was a solid week of progressing for the squat. And in terms of form execution for this one, I like to bring my feet in closer together, knees and toes both face outwards, just slightly. I initiate the movement by just bracing my core and all the way down. I'm trying to hit parallel. I probably could have gotten a little bit lower and hit better depth, but for the most part I got to 90 degrees it looks like, so pretty good. And then taking a little bit of a breath at the top once I get back up. And yeah, this is my prime movement, the big movement for the day that I just try to progress on. Next up is the leg press. So for this exercise, I start off by doing 2 sets of 10 to 15 reps, and then I do a third final set with the drop set as well, where I don't really count the reps. I just go to failure until I can't anymore. So I'll show you guys that. But as for the first 2 sets, same concept as the squat. I'm literally just trying my best to progressive overload each week. So I have 4 plates on there plus 35 pounds on each side. And last week I did the first set for 12 reps and then the second set for 11 reps. And today I did 14 reps for the first set and then 12 reps for the second set. So again, that's all I'm looking for in the first 2 sets, is to just increase my reps or increase the weight and then match the reps. As for the execution here, feet are pretty narrow, about the same as the squat, maybe a little bit closer together. Again, with the feet facing outwards slightly, and then as I do the rep, the knees track in line with the toes. Foot placement is a little bit lower on the pad. The lower you get, the more quad it's going to be. The higher your feet, the more glute you're going to get. And then just making sure that you're controlling the weight on the way down on the eccentric and not just dropping right into the hole. And then on the way up, just powerful, driving through the quads. And another thing to note is breathing. Controlling your breath here makes a huge difference. So make sure you're not just holding your breath all the way through. And then as for that last set, like I said, I don't count the reps here. I drop the weight a little bit, so I do 2 plates and a 25. And then same thing, I'm controlling it on the way down on the eccentric, but then I hold it at the bottom for a 2 count, and then just drive up through those quads. And then you'll notice the similar pattern with a lot of my workouts that I do. The main focus is always progression, to progress in the logbook, but then I also have sets in there where I'm literally just chasing a pump. So like here, your quads are going to be on fire, and I'm not really, like I said, I'm not tracking the actual number of reps and trying to get more each time. I'm literally just going until I literally feel like I can't anymore. And then after I do as many as I can here, I'll drop the weight and just do a plate for, again, as many as I can, and your quads will literally feel like you can't fucking walk anymore after this. So try it out. Then into the leg extension. So same idea as the leg press. I do 2 sets to start off, both 10 to 15 reps. And again, these are the sets where I'm trying to progress in my logbook and get more reps or add some weight and then match the reps. And then for that third set, we're going to do a little bit lighter weight to start, try and hit 15 to 20 reps. And then after that 15 to 20 reps, we'll just keep drop setting. I do about usually 3 to 4 drop sets. I implement some like holds at the top and partials as well. And then to make it hurt even worse, the final part, my favorite part, is a deep stretch. So sometimes I'll do like a sissy squat and hold it at the bottom in that lengthened position, or I'll just stay in the leg extension machine, which I've been doing lately, which I really like. So again, I'm staying in the leg extension machine. Shins are still on that pad, but I'm just like leaning forward, and then like my quads are kind of like pushing out, like I'm in that bottom position of a sissy squat. I'm just sitting in that lengthened position, and it feels like fucking hell, but it does feel so fucking good at the end. So try that out. Last up, final movement of the day is going to be a seated hamstring curl. So if you remember at the beginning of this workout, we did some single leg standing hamstring curls. Those were just the warm-up sets, and now here we're actually going to do some working sets till failure. So I'm going to do 2 sets of 10 to 12 reps. Again, these are the sets where I'm trying to progress each week. And then after that, I'll do 1 final set of 12 to 15 reps, a little bit lighter weight. And then I'll do some drop sets, some holds, and some partials again, like I did with the leg extensions. And then execution here, same thing, we're controlling it on the eccentric all the way to the top, and then focus on a hard contraction into the shortened position of the hamstring. But yeah, that's it for this leg day. The only thing else I do is stretch for about 10 to 15 minutes. Other than that, I just wanted to say one more thing. So I usually I like to train with a training partner. I haven't been training with one for about the past 2 months or so, but the way that I train, it's always till failure, as you guys see. And I think that it's really helpful to have a spotter for everything that makes sense to spot for. For example, with this last exercise, the hamstring curl, to say the most amount of full reps I can do is 11 full reps. What I usually do if I have someone to train with is I'll make them give me force reps at the end, so 2 to 3 force reps, and then I'll track that in my logbook as 11 reps that I got on my own plus 2 to 3, whatever I get. And I think that really helps in setting up progression for the next week. But obviously I don't have a training partner right now. I'm going to get one again probably within the next 3 months or so. But I do recommend training with someone if you're training like this. I just think it helps so much in terms of just progressing and pushing past failure. But obviously if you can't find someone to train with, just do your best like I do now and train as close to failure as you possibly can. Hope you guys enjoyed this workout. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Alright, so that wraps up the leg day. Try it out. Bonus points if you can do it with a hoodie on the whole time, and you'll be fucking drenched afterwards. But right now I actually just pulled up to Sushi. Kind of like an unexpected cheat meal I'm doing right now. I've mentioned this before, but I do a cheat meal about once every 2 weeks, and it's either all-you-can-eat sushi or a burger and fries from In-N-Out. And I always do it after a leg day, so it's kind of just like whenever I feel like it, but usually it's about once every 2 weeks, 3 weeks I'll do it. Wasn't planning on it, but I'll show you guys what I get in there. I'm kind of known for like eating like a bitch and not eating a ton, but I'll try and get down like maybe 7 or 8 rolls. We'll see. I drink till I'm drunk, smoke till I'm high, castle on the hill, wake up in the sky. You can't tell me I ain't fly. I know I'm super fly. I know I'm super fly. The ladies love me. That's why they all fuck with me. As you can see, we didn't eat it's not like a ton. You probably would expect more from like a cheat meal, but I'm a shitty eater when it comes to like cheat meals and stuff, so that's all I got today. That's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, see you guys next week.
I got white girls blushing, homie, college girls rushing on me. All my diamonds custom, so they clutching and they touching on me. Ooh, that is vegetables. Ooh.